Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at the Silver Arowana. When a fish is nicknamed the dragonfish, you know that it's not for the faint-hearted. The Silver Arowana, for many hobbyists, is the pinnacle of freshwater fish keeping, and there are several very good reasons behind that. It is one of the most eye-catching fishes you can keep as a pet. It doesn't demand attention, but commands it. However, it also comes with some very stringent care requirements. If you have sufficient experience in keeping fish and are looking for something challenging but rewarding as well, then read on to know how you can successfully keep a Silver Arowana. Are Silver Arowanas legal pets? Before we get to the actual care requirements of this fish, it is important to clear the legality surrounding these fish as pets. If you are from the United States, then chances are that you might have heard that all arowanas are illegal. This is only true for Asian arowanas. The Silver Arowana isn't banned by federal law. However, local governments can have different policies, and it's worth checking those out before committing to getting a Silver Arowana. As for the rest of the world, there are no restrictions in most countries, but it's worth confirming this by consulting your local fish stores and forums and going through the necessary rules and regulations. Now that this is out of the way, let's get to the actual care requirements of this wonderful fish. Silver Arowana Natural Habitat. This fish is endemic to the Amazon River basin in South Africa. They can inhabit different parts of the river but prefer to stay close to the surface near the bank with overhanging branches. These are active predators and will often go after insects perched on these branches. They have the ability to lunge out of the water at blinding speeds to do this. It is very much a monster fish. Silver Arowana physical description. These fish can be massive. They can grow to a maximum size of 4 feet, but they usually attain a maximum of 3 feet in captivity. They belong to a group of fish known as band fish, because, you guess it, they look like a band. They have flat and elongated bodies, with a surprisingly small tail fin which sort of merges into one with the much more prominent anal fin. The ventral and pectoral fins are strong and large, while the dorsal fins in comparison are short and delicate looking. The mouth of this fish is practically striking. It looks and works like a drawbridge. As the name suggests, it is silver in color but can show off other metallic hues depending on the lighting. Ideal tank setup. There's no way of getting around the fact that these fish need a really large aquarium. A single adult fish will need at least a 200-gallon tank, although even larger tanks are preferable. Juveniles can be kept in smaller tanks, but they are some of the fastest growing fishes out there. They can grow by up to 2 inches every month and will very quickly outgrow a smaller tank. As for the tank, empty is the way to go. While these fish can be kept in a planted tank, they appreciate open spaces much more. These are fish that, despite their fearsome appearance, can get startled very easily. And once that happens, they just try to bolt without looking where they're going. As such, they can seriously injure themselves on even the most innocent-looking decor, because of the speeds they can generate in the blink of an eye. Another tricky part is whether to cover the aquarium or not. The Silver Arowana is a notorious jumper, so having a lid is a no-brainer. However, if spooked, these fish can injure themselves trying to escape and colliding with the lid. Your best bet is to make sure that there is no sudden movements around the tank and that foot traffic is minimal. Since they spend almost all their time near the surface, substrate choice is totally dependent on the aesthetic look you're going for. Just make sure that it is easy to clean. Water parameters. These fish need extremely good filtration. The water quality should be pristine, with stable conditions at all times. While they can withstand some fluctuations, they should not be subjected to conditions outside their ideal water parameter range, which includes temperature 75 degrees Fahrenheit to 83 degrees Fahrenheit, or 24 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius, a pH of 5.0 to 7.5, water hardness of 1 to 8 dkh. Silver Arowana diet. This is another part of their care requirement that can put them out of the reach of even intermediate hobbyists. They are active hunters, and even though you can get away with frozen food for some time, they will eventually need live food in their diet. Pellets and flakes are rarely accepted, and even then cannot satisfy their dietary requirements. Frozen fish and shrimp, along with live feeder fish, earthworms, and bloodworms is the way to go. Silver Arowana behavior and tank mates. This is an aggressive fish, and there's no two ways about it. They will aggressively pursue anything that is small or docile. There are very few fish that can share living space with the Silver Arowana without ending up dead. These options include giant gourami, large Oscars, large plecos, pacu, green terror, parrotfish, silver dollar, and large catfish. All these fish grow big, and most of them are aggressive too. You'll need a really large tank to house them along with the Silver Arowana. It is much more convenient to simply keep a single Silver Arowana by itself. Breeding. There are many obstacles to breeding these fish in captivity. Their large size means that you'll need a truly massive breeding tank or even a pond. The next challenge is getting a bonded pair. The sexes are very difficult to tell apart, and even if you somehow get a male and female together, in most cases, they will prefer fighting to pairing up. Let's say you somehow accomplish all of this, you're ready to breed Silver Arowanas. Do a big water change. This will simulate rain and the pair will build a nest together. Once the eggs are laid, the male will scoop them into his mouth. Silver Arowanas are mouth brooders, and this is their way of protecting the eggs. The male will sometimes have to do this for up to 50 days, at which point the eggs will hatch. The male will do the same with the fry for the next few weeks. After that, you can separate the fry, which by this point will be large enough to accept small feeder fish. Diseases. This is a fish that is susceptible to a wide range of health issues. Poor water conditions can lead to bacterial and fungal infections such as fin rot and dropsy. A more pertinent vulnerability is the propensity to get injured. As mentioned before, they can cause serious injury to themselves when startled. So make sure that the water is always pristine and minimize all opportunities for the fish to get spooked. Consult a vet at the very first sign of any trouble. With high caution, really good care, and a bit of luck, you can get these fish to live for 15 to 20 years. To sum it up, the Silver Arowana is a monster fish with some monstrous care requirements. It needs plenty of effort and is an expensive fish to acquire and keep. That, along with its finicky nature, makes it a challenge. But for those who are up for it and have enough experience, there are few other options in the hobby that can provide anything close to the joy and euphoria of keeping a Silver Arowana. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to tap that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. I will see you in the next video.